The Death of Superman is directed by Sam Liu and Jake Castorina, I believe is how it's pronounced, and is, well, the iconic Death of Superman line that really blew numbers back in the 90s when the comic came out, but it also is within the New 52 DCAU animated universe that came out a while back, and basically follows the relationship between Superman and Lois and how that's kind of coming about, where they're at within their relationship. Should Clark tell Lois what his secret identity is? Should he not? How important is that? It's about their relationship, and it's about Doomsday coming to Earth and basically causing havoc and having a fight with Superman and basically tearing apart the League. It's really funny reviewing this movie after just reviewing Superman Doomsday. While in that movie I felt it was very weak when it comes to its characters and how the story plays out, and it kind of loses steam towards the last half of the movie. This one plays out a lot differently. There's a lot more energy to it. There's a lot more humor. The characters get time to shine and to breathe and to really develop. I really loved being able to see Clark and Lois and how they are handling the relationship. I really love to see that, how it's kind of really tearing inside of Clark to debate, should he tell Lois he's Superman? And if he was to tell her, how much is that going to affect the relationship? All of that is really cool to see in this movie, and is why I think this is probably the definitive movie version of the Death of Superman. Of course, there's Superman Doomsday, which, if you haven't seen my thoughts, go check that video out. And then there's the infamous Batman v Superman version of that, which it also is very weak and is kind of bloated, but we're not talking about that movie. This is probably the definitive version of the story with great character development, just great moments of other characters to shine. There's a great moment in this movie where all the members of the Justice League, they're having a meeting around the Justice League table, and each character kind of has a moment and you get to see a little bit of them, which is really great. And there's some great humor between Green Lantern and Flash riffing off Batman, which is pretty cool. And when it comes to the very end of this movie, the outcome really gets super emotional and you feel it because the characters in the movie, it kind of builds up to this very climactic fight at the very end when Superman takes on Doomsday. And there's some really creative shots and sound mixing, great use of slow-mo. Punches really have an effect. Like you can feel it, which is really creative and really great. I don't know if that's the same Liu choice or if it's on James, I don't know. But they really get this, not only the characters in the movie, but they get the story and what made it the original story in the comics so impactful, and that's that relationship that you have between Superman and Lois. That's why everybody remembers, because for the longest time everybody knew Superman, and though he really lost steam, this story, as well as the later installments, as you read Funeral for a Friend, you see how much it impacted the lives of those that are in the DC universe, but also us as readers or us as watchers. You know Superman for the longest time, and to see him basically sacrifice, you feel the weight of the story come to head at the very end. And I think it does a fantastic job at building up at the very beginning the great lightheartedness of this character and his relationship, and Clark as a character in general, that at the very end you feel absolutely heartbroken. And it has a great lead into the sequel, Reign of the Superman, which I think we'll take a look at next. For those that have had issues with the DCAU universe that came out a while back, before the Tomorrowverse that they've been doing, I think this is probably one of, if not the best one in this entire line, next to Flashpoint Paradox. It's right up there. It gets the characters. The character development between Clark and Lois are done very well. Great comedic moments. And the fight scenes at the very end have a lot of creativity, a lot of weight to it. And the emotion and care for Clark and Lois together, it really gets it right. And I think that's really what I love about this movie, especially as a Superman fan. Anyway, guys, those are my thoughts on the death of Superman. Do you guys agree? Do you guys disagree? Is there something I forgot to mention? Let me know in the comment section below. If you like content like this and want to stay up to date or have any recommendations, put them in below. Also, like and subscribe to stay up to date, as well as clicking that bell lets you guys know when I post anything new. Don't forget, I do have an Instagram, a Letterboxd, and a Twitch account. Definitely follow me on there if you want to see when I go live playing games or what I watch, or just when I post something new when it has to do about the channel. Make sure you stay up to date there. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I appreciate you all as always, and I can't wait to see you all in the next video.